from Galatasaray or UEFA that would take place. It is a muted atmosphere. It is not the joyous stadium that this sometimes is for football, and that's understandable. And it's Galatasaray's Haji burrowing through the middle. Now this is Hakan Suker immediately to run at Leeds, and a low shot tests Nigel Martyn, who's kept 20 clean sheets this season in 46 games, and they'll need to be a little bit better to beat him with efforts like that. It's going to be a throw-in now, though, the way of Leeds United, who've suffered of late. It has not been a good run for them. Legs are weary after the demanding schedule. Down the right-hand side, this is a good run by Baka into the edge of the box. Away. This is Emre. Missed the game against Mallorca when they won 2-1 to clinch a place after a fantastic 4-1 away victory. He flicks it off the arriving Jones, wearing, as all the Leeds United players are here tonight, a black armband in respect of the two boys, Christopher Loftus and Kevin Spate, who so tragically lost their lives. It's Woodgate who clears it away. It's a throw-in then to Galatasaray, and it will be taken by Ergood. In towards Haji. What sort of mood's he in tonight? It could be so decisive. Back then to goalkeeper Nigel Martyn from Ian Hart, who, like the rest of the Leeds side, did not play well against Chelsea at the weekend. Thrashes it forward beyond Bridges, and it's tucked away then towards Bullant, the captain of Galatasaray, the 31-year-old one-club man, tucked by Okan, who's a very good player and certainly shone against Chelsea over the two games. And that's a throw in to Gala with 90 seconds played. Already they've shown a zip in their stride. Harry Kewell dropping back on that left to leave Bridges alone up front in the early seconds. Radaby turns. This should be cleared away by Ian Hart. A nice nimble turn. Agile, chips up towards Bridges. Has had his injury problems, has been playing with strains and bumps and bruises for the last month, really. Here he is, nicely tucked into Jones. Now Lee Bowyer to Kelly on the right-hand side. Kelly now vastly experienced, though just 25 years of age. And Baka thought he might have had something he didn't, and eyeball to eyeball with Bullant. Not the most sensible of stares and glares by the Turkish captain on this night in particular. Behaviour of players has to be impeccable. A head back by Hart, and Nigel Martyn an early field. And it is important, Joe, that both sets of players keep their heads.
Yes, especially Leeds. I mean, they're coming here. It is a very intimidating stadium, and really they've got to have a good temperament that goes throughout, not only in keeping their discipline when they're under the cosh, but keeping their discipline in respect to the shape that they've come up with for this evening's event, to keep that no matter what way the result is going, how much pressure is put on them, is to retain instructions that's been given to them.
That's Harry Kewell losing possession. This is little Haji. As possession turns inside, Kewell was tripped and wins the free kick. Capped a record 120 times for Romania, for whom he scored 34 times. Harry Kewell was the offender when he gives up football. Georgie Haji wants to become a dentist, some say. He's opened a dentist surgery back in Bucharest. In comes the whipped free kick. He was going for goal, and Nigel Martyn had it easily covered, but I don't think there's much doubt there. He sensed that Nigel Martyn was slightly off his line, and the master from Romania went for goal with those little size 5 boots he wears. Tiny little feet, quick feet, dancing feet for a player. He'll be at Euro 2000 with Romania. So will Georgie Popescu at the back, his national captain.
Well, you mentioned two players there, Jonathan, and that is a difference, along with Tafarel and the other players who are born and bred in Turkey. The immense amount of experience that they do have.
Oh yeah, it's dropped short. Great save by Nigel Martyn. The referee already thought about giving a free kick against Lee Bowyer for leading with the arm in the challenge, but there was Haji with a whipped long-range shot, and a splendid save by Nigel Martyn. In the opening 5 minutes he's been tested twice, once from Suker and the second from this little man Haji. Splendid save by the big Cornishman from St Austell. Suker, the danger man in the box, top scorer here in Turkish football for the last 3 years, should be cleared, and is indeed so, by Jonathan Woodgate, a man under his own pressures. And the corner kick will be taken again by Haji. Won the European Cup with Steaua Bucharest. Real a failure at Real Madrid when he went there. Splendid at Barcelona. Gets the cross, deep, deep, deep. There's the last effort from Arif. Oh, half a chance! And it's broken up and away by Gary Kelly. And for a minute there I thought Air Gun was going to get a half chance, just what, some 7-8 yards out. Emre now, talented in midfield, good prospect, dispossessed. This is Bridges, looking for Harry Kewell. Splendid stride, first touch. In comes across, Bowyer in the middle, nearly getting in front of his man. And the referee said Bowyer took the last touch. And Lee Bowyer, in thumping the ball away like that, could earn the displeasure of the German referee, Hellmut Krug, who is a strict disciplinarian.
Well, we had two examples then, one from each team. We had the set piece there from Haji, and he did mean it. And then we had the quick break of Leeds, which have shown in the past, especially in Europe, how quick they can break. And we have that player Bowyer, not for the first time this season, getting in the box.
3 yellow cards in this competition, Lee Bowyer. Another couple would bring him a suspension. There's good movement by Leeds. Bridges edge to the penalty, it goes for goal, and Taffarel may well have got a touch. He didn't. Bridges thinks so. Quite clearly Michael Bridges thinks that he got a touch there. But away and over for a goal kick. Lively opening here in the 6 minutes we've had.
Yes, and a lively open, and not just by Galatasaray. Here we have Bridges lining it up. Doesn't get quite completely over it, and it does sail over, and I don't think, as a first thought, that Taffarel never got a touch to it. Clearly over the bar.
Claudio Taffarel, fair head. His family come from the Dolomites in Italy originally. This is a good break again by Gala over the top. And bursting forward was Arif, cut out by Jonathan Woodgate. But the 27-year-old Arif was in sparkling form at Chelsea in the opening 20 minutes. They then had Taffarel sent off. They had to substitute Arif for tactical reasons, and they went back into their shell. And of course here we're feeble in the return leg. Meanwhile the referee stepping in to stop a little bit of argy-bargy between Hakan Suker, Wiley and Jonathan Woodgate. Such a splendid prospect. Up and away by Radaby. Leeds will need his cool head. What a splendid season he's had. Chasing off, just to shepherd it out of play, was Ian Hart, and that'll be a throw-in for Leeds. The away goal could be so precious for them tonight. You couldn't keep it in play from Eric Backer's touch.
I think that's one of the strengths of both teams, Jonathan, that they are capable. They have shown in the run so far that they are more than a match to get goals away from home. Up
from Kelly. Topescu meets it, 4 times Romanian Footballer of the Year in a row, but it's Leeds building now. That's a good ball by McPhail. Kewell in the box, and back across Ken Capone, still Kewell. There's the chip, the header down from Bowyer, lacking a little bit of support. Jones comes with the placed effort wide. Well, Leeds were patient in the end, because one half chance slipped away after another there.
Yeah, it was a great ball played, without saying of his foot there, by McPhail. Laid down there by Bowyer for the oncoming Leeds player, who tried to bend into the near post.
Matthew Jones looking for his first goal for the club. Hart has time. Drops towards Suat, another who could be in Euro 2000. He's played 7 times for Turkey. Now back up, who deserves a place in the Norwegian side, certainly. I think in Holland and Belgium he's had a terrific first season in English football. Bullant off Michael Bridges. Throw into Galatasaray, who had a brilliant unbeaten run here this season. They lost at home early on in the campaign, and then they went 24 matches until Fenerbahce defeated them a couple of weekends ago. Haji drifting as he does through midfield. He's got Okun just behind him. Capone's wide at the top of your picture there. Haji went for the little cross into Suker and acknowledges that it wasn't the best of passes from the 35-year-old. He's been in the Romanian side now for something like 15 years.
Well, not only has he been an important player, as you've expressed there, 15 years in the Romanian team, but here for Galatasaray, if he is in the mood, he certainly is. He has the ability, to get them ticking. Scorer of goals and creator of goals.
Magnificent score of goals for Galatasaray over the years. Battling for it again, dispossessed though by the abrasive young McPhail. Bridges playing it through midfield. Okun. Now this is Ergun. Baka let him go. The cover was by Jones at full stretch. Ergun, and now Haji once again stepping beyond Baka, floats it to Suka, very nearly in behind Woodgate. Now Arif, glad to be in front of him, again went for the planted effort, lacked any sort of power, but he remains a real danger. Arif Erdem, 34 caps for Turkey, 6 goals, 14 goals last season, and once hit a hat-trick against Northern Ireland inside 4 minutes. I think you remember him.
I was just going to come in there because I was on the bench on the receiving end of that. He had a marvellous spell before half-time and just 2 or 3 minutes after half-time in Belfast.
Woodgate the offender on this occasion. Hakan Şüker rolled to the ground. Haji with, again he's gone for goal. Outrageous really. Had no chance of beating Nigel Martin. That's 2 efforts from long range from Haji, easily passing wide of goal. But one never quite knows what he can do on his day. Played in the World Cup finals of 1990, 1994, 1998. Ergun, blocked by Baka. Now Kelly floats forward, suspicion of offside against Bridges, I have to say. Bullant down. This is Popescu's header forward. And now Haji. Good break to the left again by Arif. In the middle there, Hakan Şüker will be the target. Free header! 1-0! Hakan Şüker for Galatasaray on 12 minutes. And this is the most potent goal scorer in Turkish football. And Leeds simply left him far too much room, and it's his 9th goal in Europe this season. It has been a miserable and tragic trip for Leeds United, and it's also a miserable start on the field.
Well, it was started by Haji and his play down there to Arif, and really he had only one thought in his mind there. He put on his right foot and was to look for Hakan Şüker. And the Leeds defence, the 4 of them, especially the 2 central, Radibi and Woodgate, failed to pick up Hakan Şüker. Here he is, all the time in the world, isn't closed down, is allowed to put the ball in. And Hakan Şüker gets in between the 2 Leeds defenders and places his header wide of Martin.
This is a man who won the European Golden Boot, or was runner-up I should say, a couple of years ago. That's the potency in the air of Hakan Şüker. Here he is again, pressurising Woodgate. It'll drop here to Ergun. Fatih Terim, the coach, is there right at the bottom of your picture, screaming out instructions, and a strong challenge from young Jones. There is the Turkish coach down there. A record 63 caps for his country. Scored a couple of goals in that time. And was a Galatasaray player too. Popescu, up and away by Jones. This is where now a young Leeds side, for whom a season has turned of late, has to keep its cool and its discipline. Down goes Popescu. Was at Spurs for that brief period. Leeds bench, David O'Leary and Eddie Gray, Roy Aitken standing next to him, former Celtic and Scotland hero on the coaching staff now. That's the goal scorer, waiting for it again in the air. Floated wide to him, and the header away and out of play. No danger from this free kick. But that was the goal from Hakan Şüker. atmosphere at the Ali Sami Yen Stadium is as it should be when the home side are leading, buoyant. Another free kick. Hadji will take it, or will he? Again pushing Capone forward. Arif is on the edge of the penalty area. Hadji, the controller, the puppeteer pulling the strings. Capone is in there. Again the run from Hakan Suke. Arif was his shirt being tugged, the header wide. And another real chance there for Galatasaray. And Arif holds his head in his hands, and Leeds United here.
Well, it's a marvellous free kick, and he has a little bit of his jersey pulled there, but I don't think that's any excuse. Arif really had a golden chance there to make it 2-0.
Well, Leeds United here on what has been an appalling trip. Could have been 2 or 3 down already. Good challenge by Suat. David O'Leary down at pitch side, so too is John Helm.
Yes, Jonathan, David O'Leary is very concerned about the number of free kicks that Leeds are conceding. He's sent a message out to Matthew Jones, and ironically just done that before the first goal came. They're also wanting Harry Kewell and Michael Bridges to run at the opposition because they feel they might get a goal here tonight, but the prime concern is this question of the number of free kicks.
Boya gets one now for a foul by the 19-year-old Emre, who's come through the Turkish youth and under-21 side. Made his debut against Norway in February and will be going to Euro 2000. Just clipped Lee Boya as he turned. Now Hart. This is Eric Bakker. Neatly done. Bridges. Bullet tucked up behind him. Bakker once again. Again fouled. Emre, 30 seconds after picking up a warning from the referee, repeats the same offence. Bakker in the middle for a free kick that'll come curling in from the foot of the 20-year-old Stephen McPhail. Woodgate in there as well, and Hart and Bridges. And he came to Bakker on. He rose high with Bullen. He's still in there for the return cross. So is Kewell. It'll flick on. They're going away. Hadji in the mood tonight. And fouled by Boya, who didn't like the decision.
No, in that case there, you're looking at Hadji. Used all his experience trying to get his body across Boya, and really it wasn't a free kick, but in a manner in which he went down, he's made up the mind of the referee.
Leeds have committed 5 fouls in dangerous places already. Galatasaray a couple. Now Taffarel.
Well, one thing you can't afford to do is to give free kicks away. It's bad enough on a wide area, but central where you have that man Hadji, they'll definitely punish you.
This is Hakan Suke to Arif again. Oh, crucial slip by Radabi. Brilliant recovery challenge by Woodgate. This is Hadji again, blocked by Radabi. Ergun with a follow-up. Hadji went for the little cheeky back heel. And away, and Leeds will look for Bridges to hold it up. They didn't think he was doing that well enough when we saw them in their last game away from home in Europe at Slavia Prague. And there was criticism from the bench. A wagged finger at him from the captain Bullen to suggest Michael Bridges had been an offender. That won't go down well at all. Hadji with a free kick. Radabi has time. This is Popescu. Awkward bounce, ringing hard. And Capone, well, it could have gone anywhere really from the foot of the 27-year-old Brazilian. That's the goal from Schuke that separates the two sides. Harry Kewell, row 1 challenge. Capone was a little bit lucky. Suat was dumped, and it's going to be a yellow card for Harry Kewell for a challenge that was born out of a sense of retribution, really. He felt he was fouled, so did I, and Harry Kewell snapped on a night when Leeds United can't afford to.
No, they certainly can't afford to. We managed right at the start of the game. We're looking for players with temperament. Harry Kewell is not going to receive anything that hasn't received in previous trips abroad, but he's got to keep his head. He's been booked now, and he was given a little bit of dissent to the referee, which is the last thing any of the Leeds players want to get involved in.
This is Bulent. Straight through to the goalkeeper's hands. He's back in the Turkish squad, Bulut, the captain. He's played 58 times for his country. Second in the list of all-time cap players here now. Bridges turns. And Tafarel will clear it away. Ergun to Haji. 20 minutes on the half gone. Haji being pressurised by Jones. The referee will have a quiet word here, I think, with the young Welshman.
Well, it's another case of Haji and Galatasaray showing their experience there. He's agitated Jones in such a way that the referee has taken notice of him, and again, that's the last thing you want to see.
But he really looks up for it, Haji.
Well, he's impossible to mark, John. You see him at this moment in time, just in the picture there. He's playing left back.
Woodgate. This is Bridges. Bulut misjudged the lead. Michael Bridges, he's got back to his right-hand side. And Popescu, a gentle header to Tafarel, 112 times capped by Brazil. They recalled him for the World Cup finals of 1994. He was playing for a local side at the time and doing odd jobs, having retired from the game. Arif, good movement. Emre quickly on. Capone's getting a lot of space down that Leeds left into Emre once again, the teenager. Ergun, a lot of rotation and free movement from Galatasaray so far. Haji waits, takes off Gary Kelly, corner kick. Leeds there look frozen.
Yeah, but it was good play by Galatasaray. A little bit of patience. Couldn't get in down the right. Came across the middle and tried to get in on the other side.
Short corner. Haji. Blocked by Lee Bowyer, but deflected awkwardly. Not the best of passes. Drive here from Suat. Woodgate again, the block, not for the first time. Capone. Popescu. And Bulut is captain. Missed the whole of the European Champions League campaign this season, injured. Crucial factor as to why they went out. Bowyer now. Bridges is onside. He's got Kuhl on the edge of the penalty area. Skips beyond Okun. Good run by Bridges. And that's a fine effort from Michael Bridges. Leeds top scorer going close.
Showed a lot of confidence. Came inside, beat his man, tried to get Tafarel at the near post.
Leeds' first corner of the night. Up and away it was by Popescu. That's the drive by Jones. And they didn't really need to rush the clearance out by Suat, but offside against the string. Could have been any one of three. There they are, look, four of them all caught as the trap moved out. There's the goal scorer. 101 goals for Galatasaray in 126 games since returning to Italian football. He had a brief spell at Torino. He was only there for what's on 3 or 4 months. Now Ergun. Haji, 1-0 to Galatasaray. Certainly not a position that Leeds would be capable of reversing in the home leg. If it stays like this, Haji calls for a yellow card from Lee Bowyer.
Again, that's another example where David O'Leary is concerned about giving away an unnecessary free kick. I mean, Leeds have got 2 players there. Don't need to do what they have done, and they put themselves in a position where they've got to defend again.
This will be Arif with the free kick, and he whips them in very similar to Zola at Chelsea, but Martin comes to catch. Quick release. Bridges waited for it, Bulut didn't. Again Leeds stretched. This time Nigel Martin, more acrobatic, harder working. Splendid safe pair of hands from the 33-year-old Cornishman.
Well, certainly Haji is up for it. It shows you he's tackling there. Not only is he creating, but he's put himself about, closing the Leeds players down. Ergun. Away
Once again by Bulund. At one stage, Hakan Şükür was interested in a move to Manchester United, I seem to remember. It never came off for him. Leeds United 3 defeats in a row. The worst spell under David O'Leary. Popescu, slightly short. Taffarel had to rush as bridges closed. Now Harry Kewell couldn't keep it in. It was spinning, I would suggest, viciously from the clearance. Just how can a young Leeds side cope with the sort of pressure on them from off-the-field behaviour in the build-up to this game, and indeed that poor run they're suffering. Woodgate was fouled by the goal scorer. When you've got a young side like this, Joe, how can they turn it around with such a... Well, it's a bare-bones squad, really. The team and the substitutes they have here is virtually all they have.
Well, I think they've done exceptionally well, especially without David Batty. I mean, David Batty was brought here to give Leeds what they need tonight, and they've managed to get through previous games away from Europe, done exceptionally well. But this is the semi-final, and as I say, they're playing against a team with a vast amount of experience, and one thing they do have to do is to keep their shape. 1-0 down, but they are capable of scoring away goals.
And that's a foot left in by Jones. A late challenge, and the boot was raised, and I'm not surprised he got a yellow for that. It's his first in Europe, the 19-year-old Llanelli boy. Ooh, it was high, and it was a late one as well. There he is. He's done splendidly since coming into the side in these European Games in the Olympic Stadium in Rome. And indeed in Prague, though there was defeat there, played very well.
I think in that game in Prague, they just took their foot off the pedal, and in the circumstances here, they certainly won't be in that frame of mind. It's a game where they have been under pressure. They've had 1 or 2 breaks, but Galatasaray have given them an example of the football that they can play.
Played 77 games in European Champions League or Champions Cup matches. That's the experience of a side. Looking for their 50th game in all European, 50th win in all European competitions tonight. Galatasaray, this is the difference between the two teams so far. Hagi. Again running at Leeds. Kelly went in with a block challenge. Radabi had to stretch. Hagi direct, tricky, elusive, impish. And Radabi's clearance gives the corner kick away.
Well, a little bit unfortunate there, Leeds, to concede that corner kick, but they've got to watch this man, Hagi.
Radabi marshalling his defence. Look for Capone. Martin underneath his own bar. Good safe catch. Tom Beresford and Lee Chapman back in London watching this. I'll come to Lee in a couple of seconds because this is Harry Kewell. No, caught in possession by Ergun. Hagi waits down the line. Lee, what do you make of it so far in these opening 28 minutes?
Well, they did start as though they were preoccupied. The mind seemed to be elsewhere, understandably so, but the marking was very bad. It was terrible on the goal that Hakan Şükür scored. Moments later, Arif could have got another header, bad marking again, and there's lots of petty little fouls they're giving away. They've had yellow cards, and they really have to concentrate on the game in hand, otherwise they could find themselves at the end of a quite severe beating.
Now Hart for Leeds. And Maffeo drops deep. Okun closing a little bit too late. Hart eases it on to feet. Good movement by Leeds once again. Bridges to Bowyer, popped a little bit. Maffeo. Bridges will lose the chase to Arif. And Capone, the Brazilian. Wide again to Arif. Wily, sinewy forward. Again the movement. Off the ball, so telling by Galatasaray. The cross to Hakan Şükür, miscontrolled, and Woodgate came in with the steal. Hagi running against Gary Kelly. Fair challenge, said the referee. Hagi to the ground. Every time he's fouled, you'll hear the Galatasaray fans booing. He is their great hero.
I think some of the distribution from Leeds at the back could be altered a little bit. I mean, there are occasions where they have been under pressure, and really they should just try and kill it a little bit, allow the Leeds players as a unit to push up, get their shape again.
Hart caught his man, no doubt about that. Down went Okun. Haji moves across to take the free kick. Hakan Suka in the middle. Woodgate on his shoulder. Bakker, important defensive job for him in there as well. Radaby keeping a close eye on Popescu. It's whipped in though. There's an offside flag against Arif. It's a free kick to Leeds United inside their 6-yard area. The German official over there, Frank Schumacher, saw it early.
A very, very tight decision, but another terrific ball played in an area which is difficult for Nigel Martin to come getting in behind the Leeds defence.
Looked as if he was onside from the replay. Throw into the Turkish league leaders. 9 points clear of Beşiktaş, 18 points clear of Fenerbahçe, 6 games left. Here's Okan. He has played it around about 10-11 games for Turkey. Again, he'll be in Euro 2000, I think. And because of the violence here last night, I read 1 or 2 articles in this morning's newspapers suggesting that there could be acts of retribution in the summer in Euro 2000. Well, I sincerely hope that isn't the case, and I hope the authorities take prompt action over what's happened here in the last 24 hours. Taffarelli's missed it in the air under the pressure. Wrapped up in cotton wool, the goalkeeper. Gone the days when the likes of Joe Jordan could challenge a goalkeeper in the air.
Well, I'm just going to come into the defence here of Leeds United. That ball went in there, and to be honest, I think Bakker was entitled to go for it. Taffarel has come out to nearly his 18-yard line. The Leeds player has, as I say, Bakker has got to go for it. Unfortunate, the result of that challenge went against him.
It's part of the game. We don't see any more challenges in the air like that from big bustling centre forwards. Andy Lockhead, Wyn Davies, Ron Davies. Now Hart. Looking for Bakker. Gunn will cut it out. Kelly has time and space now. 13 minutes to go in the first half. Only the 1 goal between them. An away goal would so swing the tide. Bakker, but this, well, in the end, lost possession to Okun, but he just tugged on Bakker's shirt, perhaps. The referee, greatly respected. He's now something like 28 years as a referee, Hellmut Krug. He has the big ones in Europe. He was at Euro 1996. Here's the free kick Leeds way. This is McPhail. Bullet with the header away. Chance for Leeds here now. Second corner of the night. Bullet unhappy. The Galatasaray captain. Rain spitting down again. Greasy top surface. Bridges in there. Behind him Woodgate. 2 of them jump for it. Woodgate taps it back. Drive attempted by Bridges. Hart still pressurising in there away by Galatasaray. Radaby, sensible, clever ball, easy pass, wide to Kuhl. Now Hardy's onside. Woodgate's in the middle. So too Bakker. Boyer in space. Keeper cuts it out. Lee Bowyer, perhaps. Joe would have been the better ball as he came late on the edge of the penalty area, but Hart didn't spot it.
No, I think you hand a little bit of credit to Taffarel. He's read the danger there and he's cut the ball out.
To get forward does Ian Hart, and with great effect this season. 8 goals he has. A forlorn chase for Michael Bridges. Don't be worried if you see that police vehicle with the blue lights on moving up and down the touchline. It doesn't mean anything significant's happened in the stadium. If you have loved ones over here, it's been trundling up and down the line all evening. I don't know why, but it's been moving up and down the touchlines for about the last 2 hours. Nothing untoward is happening. That's a lovely ball by Kelly. This is Bridges. And blocked by Bullen again, and he's screeching at Popescu, who let Bridges drift across, and Bullen was the cover. There's Fatih Terim, the coach, most unhappy. And a chance here for Leeds United. On 34 minutes, it's their 3rd corner of the game. Taffarel, steely-eyed. the captain, Bullet. Oh, he's not given another foul for a challenge on the goalkeeper in the air, surely here. He has, you know, Jock.
That's...
Eric Bakker was just standing there. I don't think he was trying to block him off at all.
Oh, without doubt, I mean, you could give him a benefit of doubt for the one at hand just inside the 18-yard box, but that one there, he's made a hash of it. He's made a complete mistake, come for it and dropped it.
Has had his jittery patches over the years, the former Cup Winners' Cup winner. He won the Italian Cup back in 1992. Days at Parma. McPhail, dispossessed, good tackle on him. And again, Leeds have given away another free kick and they're sleeping here. In towards Arif, looking for the return was Okun. Arif again from range, it moved through the air, and Nigel Martin knew it was flying over from Arif, looking for his second goal in Europe this season. Arif, he's been a regular in their Champions League campaigns over the last 4 or 5 years. Won 3 titles in a row, 5 titles in the last decade alone, Galatasaray. And here they come again, whether it's Haji or Okun, they're finding space. This is Haji, and they're good, 2 in the middle. Arif there, Hakan Suka, the goal scorer, looks for Arif, near post! Through to Nigel Martin, and it begged a touch from that man Arif, and it didn't quite come.
Well, it's another piece of marvellous play, started again by Haji. Great run in there by Arif.
Another foul as Okun goes down. This is the chance, clever ball played in. Very nearly a touch by Arif. This is Haji, blocked by Bakker. Now Boya, and out by Jones. Such an important night for English football, of course. Arsenal 1-0 up against Lens. Dennis Bergkamp on a couple of minutes. Lens defeated them in the Champions League last season. Good. Looking for Haji. Early movement, but he turned his man Kelly there. An old fox, Georgie Haji. His debut in way back in 1983 it was, against the then East Germany for Romania. This is Gary Kelly of the Republic of Ireland, product of the Home Farm Club. Turned out so many good footballers over the years. Boya's foul. Bridges, chance here for the cross by McPhail. 2 at the far post, Capone away, and now Hakan Suka. Okun making the forward thrust, and suddenly it's 3 against 2 because Okun's got Haji on the left, but he carries alone. He finds Arif, Leeds are stretched, and away by Kelly. And really Galatasaray there should have made it 2. And would the tie have been beyond Leeds? It's not at the moment, far from it. Kelly looks for Hart. I'm not too sure if David O'Leary wasn't going to be stretched as wide as this show.
No, definitely not. I mean, Leeds United did take the initiative there, went at Galatasaray, but what you had is a very, very dangerous example there. I mean, if Arif had got his cross in, they're so quick on the break. I mean, that's a warning for Leeds, not only for the night, but in the return leg at Ellen Road.
Haji popped up beyond him. In these opening 40 minutes, Leeds have conceded 17 fouls, and that's why David O'Leary is a none too happy man. 41-year-old London-born Irish international, though of course he was raised in the Republic of Ireland. Missed their 11th game in 39 days, Leeds. Bullet. Now Haji. This is Popescu. To Spurs in 1994-95 season, off to Barcelona within a year. Jones for Leeds. No misunderstanding between McPhail and Kuehl. Now Emre. Hakansuka the run. Will it drift away from him? Keeps it in play. So therefore Woodgate can ease it clear for Leeds. Suat, Turkish international down. Haji, again the turn and drive. Blocked by Ian Hart. Bullant. To Arif making himself available, dropping short. Bullant once again. Shows good movement, Arif. Haji. He's the fulcrum, the pivot for it all. Radaby has time. Got a shout from Ian Hart. Kuehl dips his shoulders. Great pace by Capone, and also from Harry Kuehl. This is a wonderful run beyond Popescu. Brilliant from Kuehl, deserved better. A magnificent run from Harry Kuehl. Blistering pace because Capone is no slouch.
Oh, showed great strength there, but under pressure, when he had to have his shot in such a way that he got it wrong. It's a similar circumstances where he scored a beautiful goal against Slavia Prague, but in this occasion got it very, very wide.
Radaby was fouled. Shrug of the shoulders from Arif. Digging in against Radaby. The foul Leeds way. Capone on the back of Harry Kuehl. 3 minutes to go before the half-time interval. Michael Bridges, not a great touch. Taffarel will clear, spoons it. Once again, young McPhail has gone in with an unfair challenge. They look to get Arif away. Free kick taken too quickly.
Well, I've tried that a number of times with Galatasaray, tried to keep Leeds on their back foot, trying to get it in behind them, and it is a little bit of a warning.
Bridges with a little glancing header on. Popescu came off McPhail, throw in. There is young McPhail. Now Galatasaray fans with their famous chants, Chimbom. Certainly they've played a part in this first half for the home side. Baka was the offender, free kick. Not had the greatest of halves. Eric Back in fact looked tired, I thought, on Saturday against Chelsea. It was a rather uninspired Leeds performance, lacking in imagination, jaded. Up goes Radaby. Oh, Capone is around the back and it's to Galatasaray! And it's the Brazilian Capone creeping in with his third European goal of the season. Leeds failed to clear, and the misery worsens for them in the Ali Sami Yen Stadium. What a crucial time for the second goal, 90 seconds before the half-time interval.
Well, we've said it before, it is an awful time to concede a goal, especially when it's a second goal. Failed to pick up the pieces, ball's played in here, not for the first time, causing danger in the Leeds defence. The drops, and really an unstoppable. Cracking goals there from no more than 6 yards, which Nigel Martin has no chance of preventing.
Well, they can ponder on lost colleagues and friends, and also here on the football pitch. Nothing is going to plan. Kuehl worked hard for the corner kick. Still, an away goal would swing the tie Leeds way with Ellen Rowe to come in a fortnight's time. Fourth corner kick of the game for Leeds. Woodgate with Haight in the middle. Away though by little Oku. Now Bridges. Nearly caught in possession by Oku. Has it again. looking on the edge of the box for Baka. 1 minute of stoppage time to play at the end of the first half. Harry Kewell, who's provided Leeds' best moment as ever this season, but losing possession. Hakan Suka tracked by Gary Kelly, who got the nudge. Harry follows up, great speed. Lee Bowyer, though, whipped in the foot. Hakan Suka following it up. The two of them are so dangerous. Best striking pair by a mile in Turkish football. This time foiled, though. Heart away, Bridges in an offside position.
They really have got to be careful, Leeds, they don't get caught on the break. I mean, a third goal would be an absolute killer.
Well, a population here of 12 million in this particular area of Turkey has provided a crowd of 20,000, and they are celebrating. The rhythmic bounce and cheer we see so often as the half-time whistle comes. A miserable first half for Leeds United, and an evening overshadowed by real tragedy. 2-0 down, Hakan Suka with the first goal on 12 minutes. Capone 2 minutes from the half-time whistle. Will that be the decisive moment in the tie? As the home fans celebrate, and Leeds distraught, embittered and solemn, and the Leeds players go off at half-time to talk to David O'Leary. What can he produce? Because at half-time they're 2-0 down.